contested ball. That's big. Now to Cynthia, and I ask you, Cynthia, are the Raiders on upset alert today against the Jets?
Okay, on upset alert, it's going to be closer than expected, so I don't have an upset projected in this one. However, I do think it's not going to be the biggest win for the Raiders. Why? Well, you've seen those Derek Carr situations where you have him under pressure, and that pressure early, we talked about it earlier, that changes the cadence of the game. So for me, he's not going to be on my fantasy roster for daily. He's probably not going to be for season long unless it's a deeper league. So for me, Derek Carr in this one, he is not going to be someone I'm playing in fantasy. Tom Pelissero, what do we have next?
Cynthia, no fans here at US Bank Stadium, but the Vikings came up with a cool way to bring players' families closer to the action. During early warm-ups, they had a Zoom room set up on one of the field-level TV monitors so the likes of Dalvin Cook and Adam Thielen could come over, say their hellos before kickoff. The Vikings are still in the playoff chase as they host the Jaguars team that's lost 10 in a row, just fired its GM, and is in line for a very high draft pick. Quarterback Mike Glennon, who makes his second start today, told me, "I'm sure a lot of Jaguars fans are secretly rooting against us." Glennon would know. He was a part of the 2014 Bucks and the 2018 Cardinals, who both ended up with the #1 pick. Rich.
All right, Tom, thanks. Rams are in Arizona to take on the Cardinals in a game that features the #1 overall picks of the 2016 and 2019 NFL drafts. And what's notable about Jared Goff and Kyler Murray facing each other is this will be the 4th game since 1950 between opposing starting quarterbacks that were both former #1 overall picks and both have a 90 or better career passer rating entering the matchup. This is the first of 2 matchups between these two teams the rest of the year. And that's how we send it over to Warner's Corner.
All right, time for Warner's Corner presented by Taco Bell. Did you know bowl season started in week 13? It's the Warner Bowl. Did you know that, Mooch?
The Kurt Warner Bowl. How many times are you going to say that today?
I don't know. I'm going to keep saying it until the show's over. Anyways, we're talking about these 2 young quarterbacks that Rich just mentioned here, because that, to me, is the key to both of these teams. Not just today, but moving forward as well. And for young Kyler Murray, it's about the ability to handle pressure.
Here it comes.
Coming after him here. Got to have answers, right? There's an answer to the right. There's an answer to the left. Got to have an. That's not the answer.
There's answers everywhere.
Just throw it up. Just throw it up.
Don't.
All right. They're going to bring pressure again. What's the answer?
There's an answer.
I know he likes to run, and he's very elusive, and he's made a lot of plays this way, but that's not the answer. Got to get it to your shallow. They can help him out, give him some more answers in the passing game as well. And here we got the fake blitz. Is he blitzing? Is he not blitzing? I don't know.
There's an answer.
And now the ball gets tipped up in the air because he's holding on to it. Turns into an interception. And you know what happens when you've been pressured. You don't have a pressure plan. Now you start to panic when there's not really pressure, right? Oh, yeah, there's a guy coming off the edge. Step up into the pocket. We got shots down the field. Big plays to be had. But he doesn't handle the pressure very well. Coach, what do you do with a young quarterback that doesn't handle pressure very well?
2 things I'm looking at. The scheme, and you saw guys coming open against the blitz. Throw the ball early to them. The other thing is I watch a quarterback's eyes. What are they seeing? Oftentimes, a dual-threat quarterback will what? Take off with his legs as one of the checkdowns. Yep. And he gets away with it most of the time, but not all the time.
I love that, because every time I watch film, that's what I do when I go to the end zone copy. I want to see their head. Is their head in one place that lets me know they're comfortable with what they're seeing? When they're looking around, it's like I'm just trying to figure something out.
Okay.
And so now let's go to this other young quarterback that in certain things that they do and in their system, he usually does well. Where he struggles in drop back when he's got to process things, right? So here, we got a double team. Just work right out away from the double team. Stay on the same side of the field. Don't need to panic and go to the other side where you don't know what's going on. Now he's holding the football. It becomes a sack. Okay, we're going to go to the left here. Now they do a great job. They double team that. The guy's right there. He's right in front of you. But now we're moving and we're trying to go find something else that's not open. Let the defense tell you what's going to be open. Here's another one. I know you guys ran this, right? Just double curls with the hook in the middle. They squeeze the middle. Now work to your 3 receiver side over here. Boom, you got 2-on-1. Just process. He gets stuck on the inside. Can't jam it in there. Now he's got to try to make a play with his legs. Nothing happening. He's got to get better at processing. Sean McVay does a great job of scheming guys open. but there's always times you got to drop back and you got to read things, and he's struggling with that right
Let's
now.
not forget that these are still two young quarterbacks, all right? Yeah. And the last thing that comes together is, what do I do with all of my offense against all of the blitzes? It gets complicated sometimes. And once in a while, they'll throw it hot or get a blitz route, fine. And sometimes they just don't see it with their eyes, and they have to run for their life. They'll get better as we go. I can't wait for this Kurt Warner Bowl to play out.
I'm just curious, how many times did you tell Brett Favre, when you don't know what to do, just throw it up.
Throw it up to Sterling Sharp.
Throw it up. We're throwing it up to Rich right now. Rich.
Got it. All right. So, Cowboys-Ravens, what would have started the week in normal times, is now ending the week. Triple cast, Fox broadcast, NFL Network cable, Prime Video streaming. And the Notebook. 3 notebooks are better than 1 for the Notebook as well. As we send things over to Tom Pelissero, Mike Garafolo, and Ian Rappaport for the Game Day Notebook.
Rich, it has been a long couple weeks for the Baltimore Ravens as COVID-19 has ravaged their building, but finally, help is now on the way. We saw a couple starters get back over the last couple of days, J.K. Dobbins, Mark Ingram, Calais Campbell. I am told that starting quarterback and MVP Lamar Jackson on the COVID-19 list right now is expected to come off before Tuesday and be the starting quarterback. Mike, according to teammates, he has been doing well. He's been participating in Zooms. Obviously a massive boost for the Ravens to have this guy back.
Ian, the Giants without starting quarterback Daniel Jones against the Seahawks due to a hamstring injury. In steps veteran Colt McCoy. And when McCoy arrived as a free agent this spring, it was about asking question after question after question in meetings, trying to learn Jason Garrett's offense as quickly as possible. So they're comfortable with his knowledge of the scheme. Garrett said they're going to customize it for McCoy. What does that mean? Look for short to intermediate passes. That's the strength of what McCoy does. And it'll better help combat Seattle's blitz. 25% in weeks 1 to 7, 43.8% lately.
Mike, the 49ers host the Bills tomorrow night in Glendale, Arizona, after COVID restrictions forced them to leave Santa Clara. With a lot of help from their division rivals, the 49ers have basically replicated the Cardinals' training camp setup, including Kyle Shanahan moving into Cliff Kingsbury's office. For the players, not a lot has changed. Many are in a hotel, some rented Airbnbs. As one player told me, it's just work, then chill in the room, which is basically how it would be if we were at home. Ian?
That's basically what life is like for everyone in COVID. One situation we have been watching, the status of Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger. He didn't practice at all this week. Usually gets Wednesday off for non-injury reasons, but he didn't practice the Thursday and Friday of what is their game week because of a knee injury. But, Rich, I have not sensed any concern as it pertains to Roethlisberger. No worry that it's going to be Mason Rudolph. As one source said, Ben may be banged up, but he literally always plays. That is what the Steelers are expecting against Washington.
All right, gents, Tom, Mike, Ian, thank you very much. We've got to pick some more games. Who's winning tomorrow? I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Of
course you are.
Yep.
Is that like a lock it?
By the way, Mike Tomlin could have, he commented on Game Day Game Night, and you're drawing.
And he said,
us sucking.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
He's so good.
Don't put us in there.
The Steelers.
That's herb sucking.